Hello YouTube, my name is Isabella and today we're going to be discussing all the books I plan to read in April, or all the books this thing is going to force me to read in April. We're going to ignore the fact that I have not been posting as much as I want to and just do the TBR. I always want to be creating and making videos and stuff, but recently the second half, like after the filming and planning portion, when it comes to editing, I just don't want to do it. I swear I must have like 3 or 4 videos ready to edit and I don't want to touch them. Anyway, not entirely relevant, and we've got a lot of housekeeping to do. So for March, I was successful, thankfully. I read everything on my TBR, which is great. I do technically still have to finish The Bronze Beast and The Last Argument of Kings, but I have like a week left to do so, and I'm halfway through The Last Argument of Kings already, so I know I will be successful. I'm very happy I did that because due to my own poor choices, I made things a lot more difficult for myself last month than they needed to be. And obviously Full Thoughts will come with a wrap-up when I decide to film and edit that. The big thing for April is the magical readathon. It is officially the start of the readathon, even though there have been like gear up things for the readathon. I'll leave the announcement link down below. I literally just watched it because this is my only day to film said TBR. So this is going to be interesting. I'm hoping to get in and out really quickly, hopefully only 5 spins from here so I can have as much freedom as I want with the readathon. There are a bunch of prompts you have to follow, and I don't know necessarily what my plan is. So essentially I'm just going to match a book that I get a prompt with here with a prompt hopefully for the readathon, so that there's no like books I'm reading for no reason or that aren't relevant to the readathon. This will make no sense if you're not familiar with the readathon, but anyway. The last thing I spun last month was 500 plus, so we're going to take that out and replace the prompt and get moving, because I have a feeling this is going to take me a long time to match double prompts. And this is supposed to be for fun. Classic? No. Oh god. I guess we might as well just do it. Spin number 1. I'm nervous. Arc. Okay, that has made my life very easy. This immediately has become difficult trying to match both games, but I've figured out my first one, and the very first choice I'll be making is The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. This is an anticipated release for me. I'm very excited to give this a shot. It is the first book, I believe, in a new fantasy trilogy. This is also a debut author. Yeah, the gripping tale of a legendary smuggler, cowardly prince, and a dangerous quest across the desert to find a legendary magical lamp. For the magical readathon, currently I'm thinking to do this as a mythology-inspired tale because it is inspired by 1001 Nights. So I'm very happy with that, but I already have to spin again, which sucks, and hopefully is the only time I have to do that. Okay, to pick again. Political intrigue, my favorite. I would like these prompts to be as broad as possible, but we shall see. On to spin number 2 of 6 currently. Translated. Okay, I've had a book in mind for this prompt for a while. Let me go grab it. I have been intending to read this book for quite some time, and it's part of my trying to diversify, specifically reading sci-fi books, and this is at the top of the list for that. So I'm very excited. I'm going to be getting to it, even though it's a little chunky, and that's Vagabonds by Hao Jingfeng. This is translated from Chinese. My magical readathon prompt for this will be to read a book set in the future, and this truly fits the bill. It's set in like 2201, and Mars has been colonized and been living separately from Earth, and a group of delegates had recently gone to Earth to try and I guess create better ties with Earth, and they're now only just coming back to Mars and find that they don't fit in on either planet now, and they have to deal with the political ramifications of that. This one also apparently would have been a good prompt for political intrigue, which I didn't know, but this has been reviewed very highly of when I hear people talk about it, which hasn't been often. It's just 600 pages, so chunky for something that we're supposed to be doing a readathon with, but alas. blurb. Oh, shoot. Last time I picked this, it was actually very difficult to find an author that had blurbed a book I wanted to read, but hopefully I don't spin it then. Spin number 3 is difficult to tell. I've realized our vantage points are different. So if you're looking at it high, it must look like queer, but I'm looking at it as finale, and now I feel bad whenever I pick wrong. So let me check. It's definitely finale, and that one's going to be interesting because there were no finales I planned to read this month. So yeah, I think this is really the only thing that I can think of. I just thought of another finale that I could have chosen instead. Hold on. Apparently we're going to stick with chunky reads and go with The Toll by Neil Shusterman. This is the final book in the Arc of the Scythe trilogy, and apparently I'm just gonna make myself work really hard. When I read Thunderhead a couple months ago, I actually flew through it, even though that's about 500 pages, so this one shouldn't be too much effort. Just hoping to get like an audiobook pick on here, which has not happened yet. I'm happy to be finishing out another series, and for the magical readathon, it is going to be a book with an Earth setting, which it is futuristic, but it is still set on Earth. We're going apparently heavy with the sci-fi this month. Not that I'm mad at it. I'm going to do a proper shuffle this time and get out of comfort zone. Great. That's all I want. That is not what I want. I'm really not liking any of the prompts that I've been picking this round. So anyway, spin number 4, I think. Me looks like pink, but let's check the tapes, I guess, again. Okay, that is definitely purple, being queer. And I'm not sure what I want to pick for this. Hold on. I'm going to throw myself a bone and give myself a romance just to break up some of the chunkier reading I've been getting, and for something that I can get through hopefully quickly, and that will be Written in the Stars by Alexandria Belfleur. This is a queer contemporary romance between 2 women. I think it's also supposed to be loosely based on Pride and Prejudice as well. Or maybe not loosely. Maybe someone's name is actually Darcy. But anyway, queer contemporary romance. For the magical readathon portion, that will be a book with a source of light on the cover, which are the stars. Another pick down. Hopefully we are almost finished with this, so my life will be a lot easier in April. Picking again is book club. Oh boy, I cannot spin that prompt because, to be honest, I don't know of any book clubs, like what any book clubs are reading in April, so no. Spin number 5. Why are they always landing in the middle for me? For me, it looks like it's right in the middle, but apparently we're changing up my rules, and that is absolutely mom pick, and it is absolutely something I did not want, so great. Which also means I have an extra spin. Great. So I don't know how I'm going to do this just yet with my mom picking. So that one I might have to do last, and maybe I'll pop in afterwards, and we're just going to move on for now. Please excuse the fact that the lighting is absolute crap, and I'm actually crouching right now, but I forgot to film or have any sort of proof of what my mother chose for me for mom pick. I just was lazy this time, and I showed her my whole like fantasy TBR shelf, which is right there. Oh, we're quite the videographer. And she ended up choosing Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. To be honest, I was pretty convinced she was going to pick this one anyway because of the color scheme of the spine, but there we go. Anyway, moving on. Seasonal read. Okay. Anyway, we're on spin 6 of 7. Hopefully we get out of this with some ease. Okay, life has been made difficult again. Bummer. Okay. Yeah, I'm super leaning into sci-fi this month, which isn't a bad thing because I'm supposed to be focusing on it anyway. But I found a book blurb by R.F. Kuang, who is a fave, so I'm think we're good with that. And that's Riot Baby by Tochi Onyebuchi. I've never actually read anything by him, and I've been meaning to for quite some time. This is a near futuristic sci-fi story, I believe, talking about like the carceral system in America. It's blurbed by R.F. Kwong. It says, stunningly original, brutal, and electric. It's a novella, and I'm very intrigued to give this a go. I've seen nothing but very positive reviews for this, and for Magical Readathon, the prompt will be a quick read. So I'm down for it. Very excited to give this a shot. What is hopefully the final prompt? Buzzworthy. Okay. Not a terrible thing, but both green and red are the only two colors I cannot spin. If not, I have to spin again, and I don't want to do that. I would like to leave some room up for the Magical Readathon and that sort of decision making. So what hopefully is the final spin is not the final spin. Fuck me. Come on. Anyway, I already know what I'm picking for this. For nonfiction, I will be choosing the Anthropocene Reviewed. I actually don't know how to say that word, by John Green. This is nonfiction that I have on hold, and I know it will be coming in April, probably like the first week or two. So this is very easy. This is just John Green writing very personal essays and explaining, I think, certain phenomena of Earth, if I'm not mistaken. I know I've said everything. I've heard nothing but great reviews. This book specifically, I've seen nothing but absolutely glowing reviews, which is very interesting because John Green tends to be a polarizing author in the YA space, but this is his first collection of nonfiction essays. I have loved the Vlogbrothers for quite some time. I like the way they both tell stories and the way they use YouTube, so I think I will really like this, hopefully, at least, because a lot of people have said it's very good, very meaningful, and powerful. So I'm excited. And for the Magical Readathon, there's a short story / essay collection prompt. So that fits the bill really great. I'm just going to say, if I get the green, which is the only color I can't get for a double, I will riot. And the final one will be TBR Veteran. I don't necessarily want that. Out of comfort zone. Shit. Ugh, come on. So I am of two minds for out of comfort zone. It would either be mystery thriller or historical fiction, and I can't figure out which one I should go with. It only just occurred to me that for out of comfort zone, I could pick something that's fantasy, that out of my comfort zone for fantasy. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the responsible thing, which is boring, and pick something off of my yearly TBR and pick something that is truly out of my comfort zone because it's historical fiction. So I'm going to be reading, or attempting at least, The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I don't quite remember what this is about, other than I think it's set in Alaska. I bought this used when it was really new. So I remember being really excited to see it. And I think I had also just recently finished The Nightingale, which I loved, by Kristen Hanna, which was such a huge surprise. I don't know why every single freaking book this month, not everyone, but a lot of them are huge. So that's going to be interesting to get through whilst also participating in a month-long readathon, but we'll see, I guess. I specifically decided to go with this because I know I have access to the audiobook on Hoopla, so I won't have to worry about putting it on hold right now or whenever it comes into me. I know I will be able to access it throughout the month at some point in time and get through another 500-page book, I guess. So those are all the books I plan on reading in April, excluding the mom pick. I'm actually mostly happy with the pick. A lot of sci-fi, but I'm not mad at that. I've got an arc that I'm very excited for, and hopefully some wiggle room, probably to squeeze on some shorter reads throughout the month. But yeah, I guess we'll see and cross that bridge when we come to it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope to post more frequently in the month of April, but we'll see. And thank you for being patient with me, I guess. Anyway, I'll see you again hopefully very soon. Bye.